On Finding a Small Fly Crushed in a Book is a poem by the Victorian poet Charles Tennyson Turner, published in the 1873 collection Sonnets, Lyrics, and Translations. Did you know that Charles Tennyson Turner was the brother of the famous poet Alfred Lord Tennyson? It is a 14-verse alternative sonnet written in the iambic pentameter with a rhyme scheme of abab cdd cffgg. Don't forget to subscribe. On Finding a Small Fly Crushed in a Book starts with the speaker noticing a fly that was accidentally crushed when someone carelessly closed a book with it still inside. The speaker talks to the fly, even though it can't hear or respond since it's just a fly, and more importantly, it's already dead. But the speaker reflects deeply on what happened. They wonder if the hand that killed the fly could actually represent God's hand. In this view, everything that happens, whether good or bad, is part of a larger, divine plan. The idea is that nothing in life is random or meaningless, not even a tiny fly's death. The speaker then finds comfort in thinking that the fly wasn't hurt on purpose. It was just an accident because no one meant to harm it. That's how life often goes. Things happen, sometimes unfairly or unexpectedly, without anyone intending them. But even in its death, the fly leaves something behind. Its delicate wings are pressed beautifully into the pages of the book, like a tiny monument. Those wings still shine a little, still look alive in a way. They serve as a small reminder that the fly once existed. Even though it died in such a quiet, unimpressive way, its body has become a kind of lasting memory, its own little tomb. When the fifth verse starts with the word "oh," it feels like the speaker is suddenly overwhelmed with emotion. They're wishing that their own life could be remembered as beautifully as this tiny fly is, through something simple but striking, like its gleaming wings. The speaker admires the fly. It lived a simple, innocent life, without causing harm. That thought brings the speaker back to a hard truth. We often don't think about death, but it's always there, slowly approaching. In this moment, the speaker hopes that after they're gone, they'll be remembered in some small but meaningful way, just like the fly. They're thinking about the memories we leave behind and how those memories become the only monument to who we were and what we did in life. In the last 6 verses or sestet, the speaker thinks about human life and mortality. Death is always around, always coming closer, even if we try to ignore it. Just like the book that closed on the fly, death can come for us suddenly, maybe even when we're at our happiest, like flying through summer air. That same book will one day close on each of us. Our bodies will die, but the speaker imagines our souls quietly floating away, free from the worries of life. There's a soft, peaceful feeling in these verses, like something gently rising into warm air. But in the last few verses, the speaker makes a sobering point. Although humans often live with big goals and dreams, our deaths may not leave a lasting impression. People may not remember us. And, ironically, the tiny fly, with its shimmering wings, might leave behind a more beautiful and vivid memory than many people do. On Finding a Small Fly Crushed in a Book is a solemn reflection on death, specifically, how sudden and unpredictable it can be. It starts with something really small and ordinary. The speaker opens a book and finds a dead fly squashed between the pages. But instead of dismissing it, the speaker realizes that human life is just as fragile and uncertain as the life of that poor fly. The idea is that we never know when our own book will close, when our life will end. It might happen suddenly, without any warning, just like what happened to the fly. The person who closed the book didn't mean to kill it, it was just an accident. But that's the point, death doesn't always make sense or come with a reason. And that randomness, how death can come even when no one means harm, makes the speaker reflect on what we leave behind after we're gone. The book becomes a metaphor for life itself. When it closes, that's death. And the fly, though tiny and seemingly insignificant, ends up leaving behind something quite beautiful. Its delicate, shining wings are still visible, almost like a memorial. They gleam out from the pages, quietly honoring the simple, blameless life it lived. Humans often think we're more important, more in control than tiny creatures like flies. But really, we're just as vulnerable. And worse, unlike the fly, we might not leave anything behind that's worth remembering. The poem gently challenges us to consider what kind of legacy we're creating. Will we leave something beautiful and lasting, like the fly's shimmering wings? Or will our page in the book of life be dull, or worse, stained? We should live in a way that creates something good, some kind of memory, kindness, or trace that remains after we're gone. On Finding a Small Fly Crushed in a Book uses something as small as a crushed insect to ask some of the biggest questions about life, death, and meaning. It's a quiet reminder to stay grounded, live purposefully, and not take our time for granted. Hope you share and subscribe.